yes, I'm back in trucks again. I'm in a different truck this time. Same style, but this is different. So you reckon pull yourself up or push yourself up? I guess whichever works. Well, I think it's time to have a bit of a chat. Welcome to the video. And you see, county tractor. And we've also got all.new Facebook page calendar. Thank you to the person that was involved. I can't think of the name at the moment. Angie, for organising it all and sending it to me. Much appreciated. Well happy with it. And I've also got a book on the best job ever. Which was sent to me by another chap that I met on Facebook. Take my hat off to him as well. I will show you those in a previous video. At the moment, we're currently on the farm. Today, it's been a bit of a hectic weekend. So, on Wednesday, Thursday, I was driving trucks. On Friday, I had to go and use a canter and go and pick up a load of building parts, which I will post a picture somewhere in this vicinity of the parts. I didn't get time to record because it was quite windy, and also we had to get it moved pretty quick. It was all going to get buried, but if I could take it away before Monday, I could have as much as I want, so I just went for gold. I think I'd done about 600 miles in the truck within 3 days. The canter should be in the garage tomorrow, hopefully, if not the next day. Getting the EGR valve looked at. We're still having an overboost problem. Having the turbo wound back does help. You get extra revs, but sadly, if you use it too low, hitting a hill, you end up with underboost. So you don't really win as such. So they're going to have a look at the EGR valve, because supposedly once you get to a certain RPM, the EGR valve's meant to close, and then your turbo can whack out the power. If your EGR valve is stuck open slightly, it can cause it to slightly overboost a little bit. So that's the story on that anyway at the moment, so I'll keep you up to date with that. Today I've been sorting out the little Chifferton digger, the little mini digger that we have on the farm here, sorting out the track, trying to think of a way how I can take a link out of both tracks, because they keep falling off. I think they're just too slack. So, I don't think they're too slack as such. I don't really understand why they're falling off, to be fair. I can have them singing tight and they still fall off, but I'm going to take one link out and see if it makes a difference anyway, or I'm going to try anyway. And then sort of progress from there. I'm wondering if maybe you meant to have the tracks quite tight. Well, we'll see. On diggers, I was always told you have to have a track with a bit of a bow, but I'm thinking she might need them tight because they're quite worn and they tend to pivot quite a bit. And when you're on the side of a hill, it sucks when your track falls off. So we're going to sort that out. Tomorrow afternoon, I am driving trucks again, and I'll probably be driving trucks for a couple of weeks. I'm helping a guy out doing the capping of North Camp Road, the video that I done when I was bringing out the 774. I tell them behind the rover. So they're slowly capping that road each year, so parts of that road. For the farm progress, we have got a price quote getting done for getting a road built to the farm. I spoke to our local company down here called FIDC, Falkland Islands Development Corporation, to see if they can help fund it. They're there to help businesses grow, and for me to progress this farm, access is one of the big important things. Being that I want to do intense grazing in certain areas to bring up the sheep numbers, but I also want to do fields to where I can make my own pallets for animal feed, so grow fields and then palletize them, but not just for my own use, but to sell on as well. So that's my plan for the future sort of thing on that aspect. So we're hoping that we will get funding from them to help out. It is on a payback sort of scheme, but I would imagine the road I thought would cost about 5 to 6 grand, but by talking to a few mates, they reckon it could be between 30 to 50 odd thousand, which is way out of my sort of bank range. So being that we only make about 20,000 a year until we start increasing. So that's getting a price quote done on that, so then we can go back to them and then hopefully find out exactly what's happening with the road. Once the canter's sorted, we'll be heading over to a farm called Greenfield, which I showed you in a previous video when I had the tractor out fence maintenance. in the mountaintops, and I showed you a piece of green field where I was brought up. So we've got about 16 moves, I think, in total. We've got a building we call the new house, or the NAFI, which is porta cabins. She is, I think, got 7 cabins in total on her. 2 of them's half, but you'll have to move them as one piece each. So we've got 7 cabins runs to do on that. We've got the old shearing shed, so that's 3 porta cabins on there to move. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10 just there. And we've got a Nissan hut which will be moved, which we'll have to jack right up, reverse the trailer underneath, and literally sit the whole thing over the trailer, because the trailer is going to go inside the Nissan hut to sort of move it. And then we've got another 2 porta cabins to move after that, so that's what, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13, 14 moves, I reckon. That's not counting the stuff that's in those buildings as well. So we've got to take the roof off 2 of them. We've got to empty out the NAFI, the shearing shed. The floor needs ripping up in, and the roof needs taken off. One of the cabins down in the horse paddock, that's full of all sorts. That's got to be emptied out and moved. So we've got our work cut out on that sort of aspect as well, sorting things out. That's all going to be done before December. We have got another container to pick up from Blue Beach, which I'll probably get the trucks to do that with the side loaders. Hopefully we've got that to go and pick up and move. We've got a caravan to go and pick up, an old traditional tow-along caravan. We've also got my rollers to pick up and a rotavator to pick up as well, so that adds to it as well. So yeah, there's loads of plans for the next sort of year and a bit anyway, but the main thing that we're doing at the moment is focusing on getting the road built to the settlement, to the shearing shed, to getting the hard stand down for the garages and all that in the buildings, getting all the buildings over, and that's all hoping to be done before hopefully Christmas is the plan, before we start shearing. I'm probably going to have one of the buildings over even before then. I'm away to probably go and get the porta cabin trailer in a couple of weeks and fix her up and get her ready to haul the first cabin over before winter starts, so we can get it down in place or get it set up temporarily in place, so we can actually use that to backfill some of the stuff that's in the other buildings. Once we've got all that sort of established and we're all tickety-booed and rearing and ready to go, we'll go. For the 774 that I'm building up, so the engine that I was doing for the 754 is now going in 774. Sadly, she is not ready to start. I've got it all together. We've got all the alternators and all that's rearing and ready to go on. We've got fuel filters, we've got fuel lines done. We have the intake sort of sorted. We have the injector pump all oiled up, ready to go, which I will put that into another video, spoiler alert, on how to fill up those injector pumps, or how I do them quickly, instead of faff-assing around with undoing loads of bungs. There's an easy way if you've got a syringe, or if you have lambs and you have to tube feed them mainly. We've got running in oil to put into it. I haven't put any into it as of yet, because sadly the injector pipes that were sent were the wrong ones. So I've now got 2 sets of injector pipes that are incorrect. I'm not worried, because the first lot of injector pipes will fit the roadless 75, and the second lot of injector pipes that I got will fit the 754 engine that I'm building up for my little boy. So I'm not worried in that aspect of, oh damn it, I've got extra pipes, no good to me, I can make use of them. But sadly that does mean that I don't have the ones for the thing, and the ones I'm after is right here. They're kind of like just long, and the intake manifold must be about a 3-inch diameter one, I think. Get some more power, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so that's the plan anyway. I am talking to a mate, and he's going to have a look in a couple of weeks, depending if they can't get injector pipes, see if we can change a manifold and put a different manifold on. So we'll also wait and see what happens with that sort of as well. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. So sorry this video isn't much. It's a bit boring at the moment because I'm driving trucks, which I've already shown at the moment. I'm having to do it to make a bit of extra funding to fund some of these projects that we're wanting to get on the way a bit quicker than anticipated. We have got all our wool into town. I don't know if I put a picture of that actually on, so here's a picture of the canter with the wool all loaded on it. So we can fit 15 bales on, so she's 2 runs of them in, so we took, I think it was 15 the first time, 13 the second time, I think it was. We have got all that in town and loaded. In fact, that's probably all packed in a container ready to head off at the end of the month. I think their last shipment's 1st of April, so they do, I think it's 3 shipments or 2 shipments of wool in the season. So if you miss those 2 shipments, you don't get your wool away. There is another company now that has started up, but we like to stick to the ones that we've always stuck to right from day one. They've never had no problems. We take the wool to them, they unload it, they stick it in a container, and we don't have to worry about it no more until we get the paycheck of what we get. We have an agent in the UK that receives our wool, he sells it on, he takes his commission out, and he pays us the thing, and he always sells at best. We tell him to sell it best. So Dad used him for 30 plus years, so, or that company I should say, and I'm going to do the same. I'm not planning on changing just because I'm young. I'm just going to keep it the same. It's worked for years, so why change? Why fix it if it's not broken? So yeah, we will hopefully get a few things sort of on the go, but at the moment we're just currently waiting for funding and the go-ahead really. If the road doesn't come through, then I will be doing the hard stand myself with the Fayette Alice FL2B or FL5B loader crawler, which we'll be getting ready in the next week or so, a couple of weeks. That will be coming out to the farm, and we'll be firing her up once we do a bit of maintenance to her. So basically what we've got to do to her is we've got to get pins for DCs on the back of it so you can remove the back actor. Once we get that loose, we'll put the pins back in so I can then remove them when we're at this end, and we will then bring her out here, take the back actor off the back of it. I've got to know there's a hose leaking for the actual boom, for the lifting of the boom, so I've just got to get another hose made up for that, or tighten the fitting up. It could be something simple. And she also has a transmission leak. She pumps out her transmission fluid for some strange reason, so I imagine she's probably got a busted filter or a busted pipe or something. It's good enough to load onto a truck and load off, but I wouldn't take it working. And then we'll once we get her all sorted, we'll hopefully use her and doze out these tracks and get these hard stands done and open up a burrow pit. And I'm hoping to use her to load the tractor and trailer with, because it'll be a lot quicker to use her than it would be to use a digger. So depending how easy the material is to break up, that is, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe, and this video will probably be that. I'm probably going to be having a bit of a funny week with truck driving and a few other things. Also, I've got a hospital appointment, so I don't, depending how that goes, I might have to have a minor little operation. So, and it's actually on my tonsils, so speaking could be a little bit tricky on Friday. So this is actually, today is Tuesday, so even though this won't be posted till probably Friday, if it isn't, then I do apologise. It's a bit late. I'll try and post it on Thursday night, ready for Friday for you. But yeah, so basically I'm then truck driving for a couple of weeks, so it'll only be weekends that I'm doing stuff, so I will keep you informed with what we're doing, sort of thing, on that side of things. Please comment on if you are liking the videos, or if you think that I'm going off topic, or if you want me to focus on something. Like, I know once before there was a question asked about transmission cooling for the 6.6s. By all means, if you've got a question and you want to take a closer look at a machine and you know I got it, ask me exactly what you want to look at specifically, and I'll go into more depth, or with the best of my knowledge that I can, and we will hopefully get you all up to date on what you want to know as well. We're not just here to brag about what I'm doing. I'm here to show you as if there's something you see that you want to have a better look at. Like I said, I do apologise about the engine rebuild, on how it was put together quite quick, but due to the fact there's a family and all that, it was quite nice just to be able to go in the shed and sort of take my mind off things. But I have got another 3 engines to rebuild, so one of those engines I will be definitely going into depth on how to do the whole thing. Now I've done it once, so I know exactly how to go about doing it, so there won't be sort of mistakes, as I'm saying. even though there wasn't no mistakes, I'm hoping. But it'll be, I know how to go about recording it, like I was thinking about when I was putting in the crank and things, best way to set up a camera and all that. So I will hopefully do a full video on that, and that will probably be happening, I would presume, beginning of next season, if not before. We'd like to get that engine up and running quite soonish, because depending on what happens, that engine could either be going into my son's 754, or it could be going into the roadless 75, or what's left of the 774 parts or donor tractor. We might make up another 6.6. We're thinking about changing the 774 to an actual single wheel drive 5000 tractor, and taking all the 4-wheel drive system off the 754 and putting onto what's left of the 774, which I would have robbed parts off, so that we'll have two basically 774s. The steering systems will be different. One of them will be static, and the other one will have the original 754 assisted steering. But the reason why I do it like it is because all the hydraulic filters are back end filters are easier to change, and being that they'll be the two main tractors used on the farm, that to me seems like the logic thing to do. And plus, I don't know, I think it'd be just nice to have two of them. That means I can then make up a single wheel drive 5000 tractor for doing the smaller jobs as well. But yeah, we will get into detail about that afterwards. Anyways, that's it for me. It's getting late, and I don't even know what time it is. It must be getting close to 10, 11 o'clock. I got to get up early in the morning. I want to try and tickle around with making my own chain press extractor, which will be up in another video on this digger. This digger is quite an oldish digger. I don't even think they make them anymore, and I don't even think I could get parts for them. But you'll have to wait for the next video of what we're doing with that, and the tracks, and a few little maintenance jobs. Mainly washing, cleaning. It's been sat all summer. In fact, I parked it up, would it be October, September sort of time, September, October, and she's been sat there the whole time. And I went up, turned the isolator on, turned the key, and she ran. She did blow a bit of water out the exhaust, so note to self that I'm going to have to cover the exhaust up. I always do anyway, but because it was summer I didn't worry, and we've had a lot of rain so in the last couple of days, so I need to make sure I cover that up. I'd like to modify the exhaust, because at the moment it comes up through the hood, and I'd like to reroute it so it goes down through, so you don't have to worry about covering up. But anyways, that'll be in the next video.